Hello, beautiful souls. I am Caitlin Smithkors. I am a Reiki master and an intuitive. And this is the time of the week where I do my energy reading. And it just so happens that we have a full moon in Pisces tonight. So I want to dive into what the energies around the full moon might be like for some people. So let's jump right in. I wanted to read from my Moonology diary. This is by Yasmin Boland. She kind of describes what the full moon in Pisces might be like for people. So if you are in the New York vicinity, it will be at, I believe, 7:54 tonight. That will be the peak energy. However, you'll still be able to feel the energies for a day or two later. So if you can't do any type of full moon release or ceremony that you wanted to be doing tonight, then no worries. You have the next couple of days to fit that in. So the key energies of this moon are soulfulness, seduction, deception, and disappointment. I don't know if I agree with the deception and disappointment, but that might be what some people are feeling because Pisces can be a very emotional sign. It is a water sign. So some Pisces really are quite emotional and sometimes they really take things to heart. So that might come across to some people along with some other planetary alignments or things that are happening. There might be this sense of frustration and anger that some people feel. So it's this heightened energy around the new moon, but then add in the fact that it's Pisces, and some people might not recognize that this might be why they're feeling a little bit more emotional. So that could potentially be something that you're running into. However, another thing that I want to talk about is this might be a good time for ideas. So Pisces are visionaries. They have this beautiful imagination. They are so in tune with their intuition, spirit. They're very much able to sense the spiritual realm. And I say this as a generalization, and it's just kind of the energy associated with Pisces. So I feel like to be able to harness the energy of this full moon, you might have a heightened sense of intuition. You might have these ideas that just spark randomly and it can feel very creative. So run with that. If it's a good idea and it kind of comes out of the blue, it really might be linked to this full moon energy. So if you're into crystals and you're thinking, I want to use some crystals that might really heighten the energy, we have labradorite. This is a wonderful crystal to heighten your intuitive abilities. It has that flash in there. Fluorite. I link this to the third eye and the crown chakra. That might be a good one. Amethyst, heightening that intuition. And also lapis is coming to mind for me. Because sometimes when I think of Pisces, I really think of dreamers, and I associate lapis sometimes with dreaming and interpreting dreams. So that might be a good one. Pay attention to your dreams tonight and over the next couple days. See if there are any important messages that might be trying to come across in your dreams for you. So what Yasmin has to say here is, this is a powerful time of year. We have what's known in astro speak as a grand trine, or a massive triangle made by two planets and a point. So it's Mars, Pluto, and the North Node. There's a good thing because a grand trine means that the energy flows easily. Now, under the full moon, it can be interpreted as the drive to release resistance, which allows us to get back on our soul path. So Releasing is a big part of full moons. Many people like to use the full moon energy as a time to release. So if you're feeling resistance to moving forward on the whatever path you're on, this might be a good moon to help release that resistance. So, are you ready for this? Every full moon offers us a chance to release and let go. This one will make releasing for our highest good easier and better. Also, know that this full moon triggers Neptune, the modern Pisces planet. This essentially means there's more Piscean Neptune energy around than your average full moon in Pisces. This energy is mysterious and spiritual. Tap into it on the night of the full moon. And if you're really into mystical type of ceremonies, this might be a perfect full moon for that. If you're really into any type of ceremonial processes or just tapping into your intuition, you might not have felt the need to do that in the past, but with a specific full moon, you might really be feeding into that energy. And so that might be something that you want to try out. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So this last full moon marks the end of a period in our lives. Think about what you've released in the past 12 months and how your connection to the divine has changed. Soon after the full moon, we get a Mercury-Pluto clash, so this full moon may seem to be winding you up. So that's kind of where that Mercury-Pluto clash that's following, you might be sensing that energy kind of feeling a little bit triggered. So be aware of that. But also, I think that there's a lot of beautiful energy associated with this full moon, especially. We also have her oracle deck, Full Moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. So I think that that's a good idea. Sometimes when we start our spiritual process, spiritual journey, we can get so wrapped up in doing all the things spiritual, and it can really take up a lot of time. So making sure that you are being practical with your spiritual practices as well. It's all about intention. Just because you didn't fit one specific thing in there doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to release properly or you're not going to be able to manifest properly. Just make sure that you still maintain that practical sense. And we are still in Virgo season, so I think that that kind of is helping balance us out with this full moon, because Virgos are very analytical, they're organizers, and they can be practical. So I think that kind of helps with us here. All right, so diving into this card, have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issue may now come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. So I think this is also relaying a message of meditation. So meditating every day. One of the things that I recommend often is doing a 5-minute morning meditation or even a 5-minute nightly meditation, because sometimes we say, oh, I need to meditate, but you think that you need to do it for hours. And so then it throws people off. They end up pushing it off. They don't want to do it because it takes up too much time. But it doesn't have to be super time consuming. If you're starting out at 5 minutes a day, you can build up from there. At least get that starting point. So that's also part of where that practicality comes in, is knowing your limits, and how to slowly ease yourself in, start taking those steps forward. Now, I pulled some oracle cards from Denise Lynn's Sacred Destiny Oracle, and we have Flow and Miracles. And this is such, I feel like flow is really a Pisces energy, because some, I think of Pisces and I do think of go with the flow. Getting on your soul path, flowing with your soul path. If you're resisting, then it's gonna feel, everything's gonna feel so much harder, right? So we don't want to be in a place of resistance. When we're in a place of resistance, it will feel like we're off track. Although this is our lives, how can we really be off track? I don't know that it's possible. But it's just that feeling that we can get into sometimes when we are putting up that wall and that resistance. So being in flow, trusting in your intuition. This water that's in this picture is really speaking to me about intuition, trusting your intuition, and things will start to flow more freely. And miracles. So it's, since Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac and it can kind of be about wrapping up a period in your life, I think that there are many people that have been working towards something and they're kind of wrapping this up for themselves and stepping into something new. And they're kind of seeing their miracles or their manifestations um, coming through, coming to fruition. And so I feel like trusting that miracles are possible is important. Miracles for your healing journey, miracles for you've been wanting to buy a house, and so you're finally finding a house that you can purchase. Or maybe it's miracles in that you've been trying to conceive, and so now you're starting and going to be starting to step into a new cycle, and that miracles are coming up for you. So those are some possible interpretations of those oracle cards. From the tarot perspective, some of the cards that I pulled here, first card off the bat was the Queen of Pentacles, and she just looks so peaceful in her knowing. We also have the Queen of Cups, and I feel like there is kind of a duality here, again, with the balancing the spirituality and the practicality. Pentacles is more about family, home life, work life. Cups is more about emotions and spirituality and intuition. So I feel like there's a duality, but there's a balance here, and stepping into those personalities. We have our Virgo season and we have our full moon in Pisces, and I feel like they're coming together beautifully. I feel like there's going to be this surge of people starting to recognize that they need to just trust their gut, that there's something more out there that maybe has not been presented to the entire world. And just because it's not deemed or openly deemed to be scientific doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Or maybe you're starting to find more scientific basis around the spiritual aspects that you have been learning about. And I don't know why I'm necessarily getting that message from these cards, but I just am. So I'm going with it. We also have the Five of Pentacles, and I feel like this is another one of our resistance cards. It can kind of be about getting down on yourself. So sometimes when we feel that resistance and we're thinking, wow, things aren't going smoothly, why is this happening to me? It's about shifting that mindset. This is happening for me. This is a lesson. Or also asking yourself, who can I ask for help? Who can I ask for assistance? Because we don't always have to go it alone. It's okay to ask for help. We have the Knight of Swords here, and it's kind of like this person running right to the action. The Knight of Swords is a fast-moving energy, and I feel like there's somebody specific in your life that that wants to help you, that they will be very quick acting. When you finally say, I'm done fighting this by myself, I need a little bit of help here, they're gonna rush right to it because they've been waiting for that. I feel like there's somebody waiting for you to finally just ask for the help, because they really want to be there, but they don't, maybe they're not vocal about it. They don't want to be too pushy. We have the Three of Cups, and this is my last tarot card that I pulled. So I think about spending time with friends, spending time with a special sibling. If you haven't reached out to a certain family member that you really feel like is a part of your soul tribe, or just somebody that you really love a lot but you haven't talked to them recently, reach out to them. It's a good time to do that. It's a time for feeling connected. If you have a few close friends, maybe tonight would be a good time to get together to do some type of full moon ritual. Or even over the next couple nights, find some time to get together with somebody. I'm really getting this, I don't want to use the word coven, but that's coming to mind. But it's this very connectedness. It doesn't have to be related to anything witchy, but there's this connectedness and relying on others and sharing a common interest with other people and being able to vent to other people. Those friends might be your Knight of Swords energy. Maybe they're waiting for you to open up about something so that they can help you through this situation. But I do see a lot of people stepping into this Queen of Cups and Queen of Pentacles energy, and this balancing that's going to start coming through. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and I hope that you enjoy the energy of this full moon, because it is intense, but at the same time it can be very third eye opening. I will say that. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be seeing you guys later. Bye.